This last analysis of the data for you in this class is going to be very straightforward. You will be comparing the compulsive-like mice, the HA1 and HA3 strains, in the elevated plus maze, of how they perform in the elevated plus maze, after treatment with fluvoxamine at doses of 0, 10, 20, and 40 milligrams per kilogram. And fluvoxamine is one of those selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors that is successful in treating some OCD patients. So the performance in the elevated plus maze is the amount of time spent on the open arms. So this is, again, an anxiety-like test. And the more time the animal spends on the open arms, the less anxious-like it is assumed to be. I will also provide you with some data that was collected by the Alaska Summer Research Academy students in July of this year on the mice. And this includes nest building behavior, marble bearing behavior, and performance in the open field. And this data hopefully will give you some idea of how the data that you're collecting on the elevated plus maze is going to compare with the other behaviors that have already been determined in these mice. So one thing that I want to make clear is that we're looking at long-term effects of fluvoxamine treatment. So the mice were treated for 18 days with daily injections of fluvoxamine. And then subsequently, the animals were tested 6 to 30 hours after the last injection for the elevated plus maze. The saline group actually was tested on the same day of the injection, 6 hours after the injection. The first animals were tested. And then the 10, 20, and 40 milligram per kilogram doses, those animals were tested the next day, anywhere from 24 to about 30 hours after the last injection on day 18. So we're not looking here for acute effects. We're looking for a long-term effect of drug treatment on these mice and on their elevated plus maze behavior.